Testing 1 2, testing 1 and 2. Let's see what we have here. Oh no, don't want that. I wanted to go to here and get me in there. There we go. All right. See if we can't jump on in this thing. What am I needing to do? Let's go to main. And so, oh, we got another one popping in there. EDBL. Is it 27%? Million shares traded. So right now, let's VNDA EDBL. Interesting. Boy. Okay. So I guess I'll throw that one in there for now as well. Top 3, WISA, WNDA, and EDBL. DBL. Okay, let's see. So WISA went up to like 11 bucks. VNDA and EDBL, we'll check out what kind of news catalyst these two have on them. WISA was a mover from yesterday though, so we'll see what it's got. It's got 14 million shares traded on today, or in the volume, and so it is kind of continuing from yesterday's move. It's the news was about a audio software, audio equipment, audio license and patent and all of that stuff. So you're into the audio world, could have been big news. But it did move from like $2 all the way up to 12 in like a day. So very, very strong push. We'll see what happens at the open though. And it is the biggest move. So we'll watch this one out of the open, WISA, and then we'll see what WNDA and EDBL want to do as well. All of these are above 5, but we'll see if they'll fade below and if WISA will be the one on today as well. Get out of there. All right. Good morning, King. Let's see, King Hargrave. What up? What up? So we are out here on Hump Day, Wednesday morning. Top mover is WISA, 60% up. And I don't think it got any more news today, today, but I think it's on continuation from the previous news at the $10. If we jump over here to the main screen, let me brighten this up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Jump over to the main screen. We can see this thing pushing back up to 10 again. It made a little bit of a top here around 11, or right at the bodies of these candles. So we'll see how it reacts to that. But we got a couple minutes until the open. Let's go ahead and jump over to W. And King Hargrave says, check out INVO. INVO. We'll throw that up on the watch list as well. up 172%. Now this is one that would populate on my scans after the open. Being up 100 and something percent, I would definitely see this one. And it's $2.07. And let's actually just start looking through these. We'll start with INVO here. INVO. All right. So this is a bioscience company. I don't know if it's biotech, but looks like it's something bio. INVO reports fourth quarter and full year 2023 financial results. That was 16 hours ago, so that was yesterday, which means it probably moved. Let me see. This was a aftermarket, started moving. Yep. So started moving here, 79 cents, went all the way up to 162 and pulled back to a value of like 120-ish, popped back up, retested the highs of this level at that 162. So two tests right there, and then popped on up over here to 235-ish. Let's go out to the higher time frames as well. So we can look at on the monthly chart, and we can see it does like the pop and drop, pop and drop, pop and drop. And we can see even back here in July, was this year or July? No. This is last year, July of last year, big pop. Nice little come down, and it likes to do those types of moves. So we'll see what happens there. Up 172%, closed at 76 cents yesterday, and is all the way up to, where would $2 be on here? 207 is right there. Okay. So those are the two marks on the monthly chart. Let's jump over to the weekly. Weekly chart. Okay. So weekly chart, these were the marks that we did on the monthly between the 162 and 207. And we'll see if it can start to get above that 207 and above some of these other points out here. Since there's no bodies up here, this is kind of like an unknown area where it just face resistance. It's got to get a actual body of a candle up there. Let's go back. And this is our daily chart. Zoom all the way over here. Okay. So ATR is probably going to grow a lot. It was 11 cents on yesterday. ATR, we'll see if that doubles or triples, maybe to 30 cents or 40 cents or something like that. And we'll get a new ATR calculation out here on the open as well. None of these numbers have recalculated to the current day. All right, and then we got our 4-hour chart. Big green, just green all through here, and we'll see how that reacts and stays above this 162 level. All right, so let's see. The next one was WISA, which is on continuation. Let's go to WNDA. WNDA. Okay, Vanda Pharmaceuticals confirms rejection of unsolicited takeover proposal from Future Pack. I don't know how to take that. Wait. Let's go back real quick. Okay, so 2 hours ago, Future Pack confirms proposal to acquire Vanda for $7.25 to $7.75. Vanda says, nah, we don't want to be bought. We don't want this to happen. So this is a failed acquisition by a company. I don't really know how to take that news. I don't know if that's good or bad for the public or just for Future Pack. I don't really know. But yeah, rejection of that proposal. And I really don't want to read through it if it's been rejected already, right? It's just a normal day for the stock. So I don't know how much it'll move on that. Let's go to EDBL, which is up 25%. EDBL, Edible Garden AG. Let's go to press releases. Good morning, Lori Lee. Edible Garden reports preliminary first quarter year-over-year increase in produce revenues of 40%. Cut herb revenue increased more than 200% for the same period. So produce revenues versus cut herb revenue. And that was an hour ago. So all of these have a little bit of catalyst except for WISA. So we'll kind of have to see how they play throughout the day. But we got four. We got four over here on the scans or on the watch that I threw up here. And we'll watch WISA out of the open and see how INVO holds up that $2 level down to the 162. Also, let me put up the disclaimer. So any of the thesis, analysis, case studies that I go over on here, definitely do your own due diligence. The websites that I'm using, you'll see them. NASDAQ, Yahoo Finance, FinViz, MarketWatch, BAM, SEC, ShortSqueeze.com, Trade Halts by HHTrader, IPOs by NASDAQ.com, earnings from NASDAQ.com. So I'm using several different reference points to kind of piece together what everyone can see, right? And what everybody knows about this stock that is public information. So that's pretty much it there. Let's jump back over. Good morning, Donnell. Good morning, Mike D. All right. Got about 15 minutes, and WISA is still right at this previous point of that high. Now, some people would say, "Oh yeah, this thing is extended," but we don't even know. You know, this pre-market isn't really the real volume on the day, so we still got to see what the intraday holds for. And some people trade pre-market, especially when it has as much volume as WISA does right now. Now, INVO is getting more volume than WISA. It's got 24 million shares traded, and they're both really, really low floats. And you can tell without going and look at the float, just looking at the outstanding shares out here. Shares outstanding under 10 million usually lead to a very low float. Sometimes you have to go and check it because, you know, sometimes they don't report the accurate data and it may have a higher float than you think. But let's go and look through them. So let's start with INVO. And this is Yahoo Finance that I'm checking with first. Not analysis, statistics. All right, where's my float? Okay, float, see 2.45 million on INVO. Very, very low float there. And let's go over to the profile. And we'll also check the news here on Yahoo. INVO Bioscience Inc., a commercial stage fertility company, provides assisted reproductive technology solutions worldwide. Its flagship product is InvoCell, a medical device that allows fertilization and early embryo development to take place in vivo within the woman's body. INVO Bioscience Inc. was founded in 2007 and is based in Sarasota, Florida. Okay, so let's jump over, see what kind of news they have over here on Yahoo Finance. INVO, same thing that we saw on NASDAQ, the fourth quarter release. Anything else? That's the other news is 2 months ago. Let's jump over to FinViz and check it out. INVO. Float is looking like 2.59 million over here. So both of these are pretty close between Yahoo and FinViz. 2.59. Let's see the news down here. Today at 8:16, why is INVO stock moving up 85%? Well, it is up over 85% now, for sure. INVO reports, and then, you know, a couple months ago, it had the previous clinical stage therapy program, whatever. So, but we're looking for more recent news, maybe like in this month. So we'll see how that reacts during the day. But it is quite up. It did slip back under the $2 there. So we'll see how that goes down here to this 162 level. 162 level is not just a mark here. It's actually the value high level from yesterday. So it traded up to this and aftermarket and found it as a little bit of resistance. So I'm wondering what a test of this will be or will look like. Wissa though, Wissa. Getting on up there through that level, that little flat looking top there that we had around the 1025s, going on up. Okay. Let's jump back over to see the float on the rest of these. Oh, also BAM SEC. Let's make sure they don't have any sneaky little shelf registrations or anything in there. Invo Bioscience. No shelf registrations that are current and recent. Short squeeze, INVO. Short percent float is 4 or 0.47. The short percent increased by 10%. This data is delayed by 20 minutes, so it should update in the next 20 minutes or whenever it last updated. I don't know. Shares float. Yep. So all of the shares float are kind of aligning there. Let's jump over to Wissa. Do you guys have any shelves or anything? So it has a shelf registration from the 11th on Wissa. So if the company wants to make money, you know, they could just sell. They can just sell some shares off because they already have a shelf registration from the 11th. So last Thursday is when their shelf registration went in, and they can enact that whenever they want. Let's go over here to Market Watch, Wissa. Okay, market cap, no float over here on Market Watch. Okay, no float over here on this one. Interesting. Float statistics. What's up? Float is 1.38 on Yahoo. All right, and let's go quickly check out these other two, VNDA and EDBL. VNDA with a float of 52 million. Oh, that might let's go check some other places. That might throw some people off. That may be the reason it's not getting as much attention as the other ones that are lower float with the like higher possibility of big range. Yeah, look at that float, 54 million. VNDA, and it doesn't have the greatest news. So without the greatest news and having a high float, that means it might be a chop factory. VNDA. Yeah, all of them are saying 50 million. So VNDA, I'm gonna go ahead and pop that one off. Not too interested in that one. EDBL. Float of under 1 million. Okay. And what was that? EDBL. EDBL float of, yeah, under 1 million over here too. So very low float. So we got the top low floats, actual low floats up here. INVO, Wissa, and EDBL. Good morning, Reliable Rudy. King Hart, let me read some of these chats. So King Hargrave says INVO 1 minute chart looking like a head and shoulder setup. Possibly. Let me see, where'd it go? INVO. Let's see. I don't know. Could be, but I mean, on the 15 minute, it's looking like it's getting bought up off of this 192. We have about 9 minutes into the open, and it is right there at the top of the value level. Value level high is 208, so it's gonna have to get back over this to press up on INVO, or this 208 could become a little bit of a problem for it. So basically, this volume profile on the 15 minute encapsulates the top 70% of trading during a specific time, right? So it can move up and down depending on where the trading is actually going. And we don't really care if it's buying or selling. If it's big buying, this volume level is going to be moving up. If it's big selling, this volume level is going to be scrunching in and moving down, especially once it breaks the bottom of the volume level or breaks above the volume level. So that can be a nice indication of where people are interested in looking as that volume comes through. A lot of people, they're like, oh, this is buying, this is selling. You really don't know unless you're keeping up with where people are people, is the prices going higher or is it going lower, right? And are more people willing to continue buying, or not continue buying, but continue trading in a specific area as it's moving higher? EDBL, I don't really like this chart, pre-market chart though. Big tweezer right here came up, formed about equal body candle on the 15-minute and dumped. So that's gonna be pretty hard to recover all the way back up to the top, especially with the competition on the board from VNDA and WISA. WISA pumping back towards the previous mark that we had out here on the 1036. So, came up here to the value level high and coming back towards that 1036. Coming into the open, we have about 7 minutes left. Let me read some more of these chats. Reliable says, I was close to taking the 125 break on INVO in the after hours yesterday. Yep. Sometimes it's like that. You're like, ugh, I don't know. King Hargrave says, Reliable Rudy, don't you hate? Yeah, it's always those mistrades that you wake up in the morning, they're up, 200%. And then King Hargrave says, INVO looking like it's about to come back down to the VWAP line. And Reliable says that 15-minute looking juicy though. Yeah, 15-minute, the higher time frames can be a indication, and they have a little bit more resolve. When they do turn around, it can kind of trap a lot of buyers that are trading on lower time, or not buyers, trap a lot of sellers too that are trading on lower time frames. But yeah, we'll definitely be watching those, and I'm kind of one to watch WISA out of the open and then jump over to INVO. I don't think EDBL is going to be like a top mover. It may. I mean, you really never know in the market. But looking at the volume that it has, it's got only 1 million shares in the volume. And I'm pretty sure that this relative standard deviation, relative volume is going to be pretty low in comparison to these two up here. So we'll see on the open. 6 minutes left, and then we'll get the true calculations here. But I think INVO or WISA is going to be the moves on today. Let me see. Read some more. What's up, Michael Anderson? What's up? What's up? We're getting it. We're looking around the market, making sure we know a little bit about the market before the day jumps off. Less than 5 minutes until the open. WISA is bouncing around, and also slowing down, actually. We can see this huge candle right here jumping from 736 all the way up here to 10. That's a $3 candle right there. And then, finding resistance and getting paddled into this little range. So we'll see how WISA goes. Let's also jump back over to INVO. That 15-minute, that buy up right there could be an indication of reversal if this is going to make the decision to go back up. But the low of this candle is 192. Is playing around, and also it had a obvious level down here that they had to pass of 162. So past this 192, it does have a little bit of air bubble in here to kind of reconsider whether people want to buy or whatnot. But we shall see. And did I look at the look at the other charts on these other ones? So WISA, of course, it's gotten beat down for a little bit. Closed yesterday at 610 and now is all the way up to 10 something up here on the monthly chart. And INVO also with the previous beat down coming into some greater movement. I did take one trade yesterday. It was a green trade, but the green, it was like, it was on poly, Poly was the only thing that I really liked yesterday. But the only thing I didn't like, it was under the ATR high. So I was like, man, this thing's probably gonna be a downtrend here under the ATR low. I mean, it broke, it halted down on the ATR low, opened, came back up, and then just went down. I actually ended up buying it around here, 660s, somewhere in here for 1,000 shares. But all these pops and drops, what I did know that being under here, I already knew I was fighting a downtrend. So I literally was just taking every 5 cents that it gave me. And if it stopped me out, I was just going to be out. And so it did end up stopping me out for green, but it went up like around, what is this, 11:30, which is outside of this is outside of the trading time that I would have anyway. My trading time stops at 11, so I didn't even see all this. I was just like, yeah, I'm done. It's doing all this chopping in here. This is where it was chopping around. I was like, it's way this far away. Yes, it could make a move, but it's just too risky. I took 1,000 shares down here. That's why I really didn't want to give it too much space, because every 10 cents is $100. So it's like nah, I'm good. But yeah, that was that trade for yesterday. Small green. I'd rather be trading up here around the ATR high, looking for it to go higher. INVO popping away from $2 now, popping back over that level that we were watching. This level of the 207, getting a little bit of buying pressure with 2 minutes left until the open. And then WISA, what's your story over here? WISA pumping back up to the value level high as well. Value level high is currently at $11 flat. And then EDBL, which I'm gonna take that one off. I just don't like it. It's really gonna have to do something. I'm watching WISA and INVO. I don't want to get distracted. All right, WISA coming into the open, up 175%. Oh, I really want to watch. I don't know. Both of them are so interesting. I don't know which one I want to watch. Ugh. I think I'm gonna stick with WISA for the first like 2 minutes just to see what it does, and then jump over to INVO. Because WISA has a previous high up here of 1152. And we're gonna get our ATRs. Now, if it opens up this high, that's gonna put that ATR. Yesterday's ATR was $1.02. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna grow even more today. So that ATR high may be even above this high up here of 1152. 5 seconds. We're about to get the open on WISA. There's the open. There's the ATR high of 1172. ATR low of $10.10. And so we'll see it come down. Now it has a little base level here that it traded above before at the 1036, and then it has the ATR low at the 10s, like 10 flat almost. But we'll see. It's testing. Okay, it tested that and tested ATR low and popping back up there. So you can see that respect level for the ATR that it has right there. So popping back up there, and we'll see if it can go ahead and rip down through it after one test, or does it want to stay above these two levels and try for a little bit higher. Let's pop over to INVO real quick. INVO popping up. ATR high is at the 221 based on the 15-minute. ATR low is at the 182s. Throwing a wick up there and showing a little bit of red on INVO right at the $2 level. WISA back to the ATR low. Throwing a little wick through that ATR low. Bouncing back up. But these are the first couple of minutes there. And let's see what we got here. We also have CXAI up 35%. CXAI up to the ATR high of 541. And we also have PLCE popping up here as well. Had a little go at it. We need to look through some of these catalysts to see what's going on. We're getting a congestion of stocks over 10% that we need to look at. WISA, CXAI, PLCE, EDBL, and VNDA are currently up and above $5, so they can give pretty nice ranges here. WISA continuing to get under that 10 on this first 15 minutes. INVO under $2, CXAI and PLCE. So let me go and jump over to CXAI and see what's going on over here. CXAI, or does it have anything? CXAI. So 17 hours ago was the news. CX App Inc. Announces record ARR growth for Q4 2023 and full year 2023. Okay, so this is a lot of reading. Are they talking any money though? Is the question. Financial performance. Okay, they did a little bit. So they said our subscription-based recurring revenue was 81% of total revenue. Okay, so people getting those subscriptions in. Gross margin for the quarter was 80%, which is an attractive figure that has increased over the last year as our subscription revenues have increased. Okay, total ARR growth for the year, including existing customers and new customers, increased by 24% year over year. And I think that's the last thing they got for financial. Okay. PLCE, Children's Place, press release. The Children's Place announces 90 million in new unsecured financing provided by majority shareholder Mythac Capital. Okay. Are they talking any money? Money. Existing 50 million term loan, so that's a loan. Okay, composed of 90 million, previously announced 78 million in interest-free unsecured and subordinated term loan funding. Okay, so these are some pop-ups. We'll see how they do. CXAI going down. It's kind of weaker catalyst. I'm sure people looked over there and was like, let's just go back to WISA. WISA pumping on down under the ATR low though. INVO. Wow. INVO is above the ATR high and looking very strong and pushing out. So INVO is probably the one. Those other two, CXAI, a little bit weaker catalyst. I don't know if I would put all my eggs in those baskets, but INVO is the killer on the day. So kind of chopped around here, broke the ATR high and did a high breakout. So that's two very bullish signs on this 15-minute candle. ATR high right now is 224. ATR low is 178. And as it trades out above the ATR high, the ATR low actually goes lower and lower and lower. And it gets harder and harder for it to get back to the ATR low. And the ATR high actually raises. So it's kind of goes like a opening alligator mouth. Makes it harder and harder for those other things to be reached. WISA popping back up off of this almost got the 892, popped all the way back over the ATR low here and looking to reclaim this 1036 on WISA. So we'll see if it can start to regain that level, but this candle really needs to close. It's got 10 minutes until it closes though. So we got 10 minutes to lie to us. CXAI. Yeah, let me take that off. I don't even want to look at that. It's about to go under $5 anyway. PLCE. WISA. Wow. WISA getting a nice dump down to the bottom of these levels here. 883. The value level low is at 856 down here. So yeah, getting quite a bit of a push downwards. The buy sell indicator is telling us that the sellers are, and we can just look at this, sellers are mopping the floor with the buyers right now on WISA. Does not mean it's going to stay like that throughout the day, but man, it's down 14% since the open. PLCE going towards the top as well, but again, it does have that weaker news. They're doing a little bit better year over year, but you know, we'll see. Hitting the ATR high as well up here at 984 and holding these highs. So this is the ATR break. Some people take this one, and then some people take the break and the hold of this level, holding that 981 or 993 ATR high level. Okay, whistle went on back under, and we'll see. Let's see when this one's going to be unhalting here. INVO trade halts. INVO 934 is when it halted, so it should unhalt at 9:39 in 2 minutes, 9:39:02. Mike D called out Mara. Wait, let me go back up here. Let me read some of these. INVO. Donnell took INVO. Looks like he got a pretty nice trade on that one for 500 shares. And then Mike D called out Mara. MRA. Wow. Look at Mara though. Broke the ATR high. What's this? Something happened over here? What in the world? Let me see. Huge explosion up there on Mara. Let's go to press releases. Mara, 2 days ago, Marathon Digital Holdings appoints a new man as a managing, or I don't even know. I don't know. Could be a man, could be a woman. As managing director for EMEA expansion. Marathon Digital Holdings appoints. So they're doing a bunch of appointing of new people is the news that I see. Let's see what kind of news is circulating here, though. Guru Fundamental Report, implied FND analyst target. So nothing really solid, but man, that move though. From 14, oh, it's only $1 move. It looks big. 1460 pumping all the way to 1513. So it looks big. Definitely looks big. The ATR on this one is $1.75. So let's see if it started moving at 1450-ish. 1450. Where's my calculator? 1450 plus $1.75. 1625. Let's see. 16. Where's 1625? Is it possible? Will there be resistance before that? 1625. So it got up to 1513. 1625. Oh, it's got a little bit of resistance trying to get up to that 1625, that ATR. Plus, it's also fighting what looks like already a downtrend. So I'll be careful on that one. But big explosion above the ATR. Oh, it's only up 2% too. So that's not going to hit a whole lot of scans to be tradable. Okay, let's see what else. CXAI, VNDA going down as well. PLCE hit that ATR high, could not hold it though. And this is one of the things that gets me a lot of times. I'm looking at, sometimes I get impatient. It'll break the ATR and I don't actually wait for this candle to close. And I'll buy the ATR. And this is what happened last week on me. It didn't close the candle and it slammed down like this. And I was like, no, why did you just slam like that? Let's see, EDBL pulling the same kind of move, losing volume there. WISA continue to play around. INVO. Okay. INVO back open. Still above the ATR high here of the 226. I think INVO is going to be the one on the day. Has 42 million shares traded. 26 cents in the ATR. Oh, and the way that I played the ATR, so I tried to go 25% of the ATR. So let's say if it's 26 cents. This is how I move my stop. So I say, okay, it's 26 cents. I'm going to multiply this by 25. And I'm looking to move my stop every 6 cents. So until I get the full thing, right? So the first move is 6 cents. The next move will be times itself. So times 2. Next move will be 13 cents. And then time, or you can add 0.06 all the way until you get a full 26 cents. So that will be a 75-cent winner, or a 75% winner of the ATR would be 19 cents. And 100% winner would be that around 25, 26 cents, which is the full ATR. So that's kind of how I move my stop up. But unless we're playing under the ATR low. Then we're already fighting a downtrend, and I'm really just working. I'm trying to squeeze as much profit out as possible before it stops me out because I know I'm fighting a downtrend. But up here, this is where the shorts are in trouble. WISA PLCE working its way back up there after the slam down. Yeah, WISA kind of losing itself towards the downside. We can look over here on the higher time frames at the 4-hour. It almost looks like a double top on the 4-hour. Came up here once, twice, and just not looking pretty at those highs and getting forced down. Okay, so I may take WISA off and let it just play under. And oops, did not get to remove that WISA. Take WISA off. I don't really care about that one. PLCE and INVO are looking much better. But it needs to close this candle above at these levels. Close at the 993. And it's got 2 minutes until the close. So we'll see if it snatches back down or if it actually wants to stay above this level. So getting a little bit of action right there on PLCE. Let's jump over to INVO. Getting more action as well over here. Woo, Donnell took some profit on INVO. Nice, nice, nice. You will definitely be able to afford your cereal, your milk, and all of your various condiments that you need. I'm just sitting over here nibbling on peanuts with dreams of eating steak. All right, INVO. INVO, man. What is it going to do? We got about a minute left on this candle. Not a minute, less than a minute. 30 seconds. And PLCE not able to close that candle above this level. This is another reason you gotta let that thing clarify if it wants to be strong over that ATR high. And once it is, whoo, it can be very, very beautiful. All right, INVO, slowing down here a little bit. What's going on? What's going on, INVO? You're looking like you're trying to go down a little bit. There's the close of the candle in a new 15-minute candle. So is it going to test all the way back down? It's not going to look too strong if it goes all the way back down to 230. That's going to be a huge move that it's going to have to make up. And we'll see how big this candle gets in comparison to the first candle, which moved from 180, 190 up to 291. So basically a dollar move on the first candle. We should be expecting these to get a little bit smaller as the day goes on. This is a cheaper stock, and it's let's see, will it be able to pump all the way up there? It's moving. Woo! Is it gonna form a double top? Nope, slow down a little bit. Okay, so lower high at the 285, and then a low at the 250 level that it just tapped. Let's also jump over here. PLC, yeah, opening under the ATR, so that's not what we want to see. We want to see it get up there, get above it, get through it, and then go higher, but it's not able to do that. Looking at another, wait, what is this? SMF, no, it's up 4,000%. That's the only reason it popped on my scans. It does have 1 million shares traded, but it's up 4,000%, which let me go see why SBFM is up 4,000% here. Sunshine Biopharma. The last news was 5 days ago, announces a reverse stock split. Okay. Okay, that looks like trash. Not a whole lot of news on this one. Sunshine Biopharma currently sells 52 generic prescription drugs in Canada and has 32 additional drugs scheduled to launch in Canada in 2024, 2025. Okay, so yeah, that's a pretty normal move for a reverse stock split. We're seeing this thing continue to test this ATR high, just not be able to hold over it. There's a little push, little push. Is it gonna keep going? Or is it gonna fail this? Okay, yeah, this is going. PLCE doing a wipe of the previous candle. Previous candle high was 1023. It just needs to hold this level here of the 996. Yeah, PLC looking pretty good, up 43%. But can it keep a body up there? INVO, what? Where's my data? Where's my chart here? Okay, there it is. Okay, so we're still basically in the same area on INVO. PLCE staying above those 10. So we know that $10 level, $5 level, $10 level, all of those 5s and 10s can get very sporadic. And so that's what we're seeing here. Now, the worst thing that can happen is oh, nope, the volume level is moving up with it. It just popped up here. More and more trades coming in at 1060s. But the worst thing that can happen is on this candle, it pops all the way back down under the ATR high. But I'm thinking that's going to be a huge sell-off, and a lot of sellers are going to have to get, yeah, this thing is too strong to push back down. 1080s, up 50% there. And it is starting to, actually, wait, it hit the same level that it hit up here. Barely broke out and giving a pullback, but it's pulling back above the ATR high here. So let's see what the next candle close does. Can it hold this level? Yep, pushing on out. Showing a little strength right up there at the highs. Let me jump back over to INVO, still in the same area. So this candle's getting smaller and smaller here. The bodies of the candles, that is. All right. So I think PLC is the most interesting one. It's definitely with the range that can pay you, 10, 20, 30, 40 cents very quickly. But up here, you got to look for the red. Where are the pullbacks? And can it pull back and stay above the ATR high? If it goes back in here, it's just pretty much in consolidation and kind of gets beat up between the ATR low and high by the market makers. Also, PLCE, the relative volume is relatively low. Usually we're looking for higher. Like with WISA, we have a relative volume up here of 8. This one only has the 2 times its normal volume, so I would like to see it get some more volume. It's pretty low relative volume here in comparison to what most prop traders and bigger folks are looking at. So we'll see what happens there. WISA continuing to pump down into the earth. Broke down the previous lows here and continuing to go down. So this is not what we want to see on a stock, for it to get punched down into the earth like that. WNDA kind of died, not even really moving that much anymore after that indecision candle. Yeah, PLCE, that relative volume is a little bit low. I don't really like that. Sometimes when the relative volume is low, it tells you that there aren't a lot of people looking at it. It may be moving and moving up, but that reversal is going to be crazy. Because if the volume comes in as it's going down, it's going to be really bad. it's going to be really bad. That means more shorts are looking at it and saying, oh, this is a great short. And I mean, think about it. They can play this back to the ATR high. That's what, a nice 50-cent move from these highs. So they definitely have profit potential. What's up, Diggs? Reliable says EDBL 682 entry. Where did that go? Oh yeah, EDBL finally got up there, huh? And it has, if we look at its relative volume is 37 times the norm. So, is it halt? Yeah, it is halted. I thought it was crazy. Okay, so EDBL is halted, coming up here to the top, revisiting this previous up. There's the unhalt. Just unhalted through a wick all the way up to 846, and it is above the ATR high. So I'm thinking this is going to be bullish. And with their relative volume, people were already watching it, so it definitely has the potential to continue going higher. There's eights. Can it go ahead and hit nines, or did it go into another halt? Went into another halt there on EDBL. And INVO just kind of losing itself. Of course, it's a cheaper one. We like to see them above $5 so they can keep going. Prop traders are invested in them. They like them. Below it's just like, eh. But yeah. Now we have two. So we'll watch EDBL and PLCE. Looking like they're going to be the ones on the day. So the first 15 minutes went to INVO, cheaper stock at $2.50. We'll say $2.50 at the time that it was traded, and then PLCE and EDBL pumping around as well. Very, very nice competition. Both of them looking the same, breaking that ATR high. We just have the question, who's going to hold up? I have about 7 minutes left on the stream, and I'll continue watching throughout the day. And if I see an entries, I will definitely look at it. But I want to keep in mind that I'm looking for PLCE to get more abnormal relative volume. It still is not abnormal. It's 4 million shares traded on it, but for its trade, for the ticker name, is still not abnormal. But we'll see what happens on that one. But EDBL is definitely abnormal. It's got more potential to continue going. We look over here. This is what I'm looking at. My relative volume. Look, PLCE is at a 3. EDBL is at a 42 times its relative. And then the relative standard deviation is 6 deviations, almost 7 deviations out from the norm. So very abnormal action on EDBL. All right, back over to PLCE. Reliable says now we hold. Yeah, you're in a very abnormal stock. It could definitely go into halts, and you end up selling at like 15 or something. Actually, let's look at the larger time frames. I don't know where you could sell. Let me look out here. 8. So the high up here was 1205 all the way up here, and then there's another kind of indecision inverted hammer, but this really isn't at the top of the bottom of a move. It's in consolidation, so I wouldn't call that an inverted hammer even on the monthly chart. Okay, so let's look in here. 858 pushing back above this level. 774 was a previous pushback on the weekly chart, and it's popping back up here. Let's see, 885. So yeah, it definitely looks like it can give you a run for your money there. I like it. I like that you're already in it. And it has an ATR of $1.48. So all of that just is great. So if we were doing what do you want? Oh, if we were doing the stop loss movement on that one, what, $1.44 is the, or am I looking at the right one? EDBL $1.48. times 25%. So $1.48. What's the price on this one? $10.98. So you'd be moving it every 37 cents. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. You locking in 37 cents at a time. That's pretty big, you know. And you're looking to get the full thing, a whole $1.48. And if you can get more than that, great, you know. And Reliable always says he likes to leave some in there for the dream. So, you know, if he can get the whole ATR $1.48 and then some, I call that a win. I call that a win. PLC just looking kind of poor here. Everybody's kind of waiting for EDBL to come out of the halt. Everybody, I can just hear like retail traders saying, okay, we're about to buy this dip and rip. It's like, okay, you know, you never know. It's kind of, you know, a lot of people lose money trying to get in because they don't understand ATR and they don't understand the range of the stock. It'll dip and they're like, okay, that's all the dip. No, it dips and then it actually rips after a little bit of consolidation. But I think above ATR high, this thing is bullish anyway. So no matter what, I would be thinking it's bullish. But all we don't want to see is this. We don't want to see this thing right here. What happened right here? Big green and then into red. We don't want, if this doesn't happen, I think it's going to stay bullish. It just opened up. There's the dip and the rip. Yep. Can it keep going? So we did not see this thing yet. This candle hasn't closed yet. Has 2 minutes until the close. Big ranges to be tearing people's pockets out. Think about somebody up here taking 10,000, 20,000 shares, losing on those dips, and then it's going higher because they don't understand ATR or anything like that. Pockets gone. EDBL still up above the value level here of the 863s and continue to get trades up here even above that. Let's see if we can go ahead and go 950s, 945s, 950, 960s. There's 954. Can you get those 960s? Okay, so yeah, you're in a very, very good place on EDBL. Very abnormal stock, more volume coming in, and we did not see a repeat of this pattern here in the pre-market, from the pre-market. So yet, I don't know, you know, anything can happen in the market, but just saying. Woo, yeah, you might get 960s here. It keeps looking like it. Shaking all of the weak hands out. And what we mean by weak hands isn't people that are just getting scared out. It's people that are getting in high with too big of a position in these slams. This thing is slamming around 20, 30 cents at a time. You don't want to be in here trying to, you know, those quick scalps can get literally be the death of you if you're not already in this. And look at this thing. I think it can go more. Go ahead and push. You know you want to. I see volume coming in up here. You know you want to. Give it to them. Go ahead and break 10. You got 6 cents. You got hopes and into a halt going up. I bet some people got their pockets tore out. Well, that's a very beautiful trade there by Reliable. And this is what we want to do. We want to focus on things above $5 that prop traders and real money are actually interested in. And you know, take whatever opportunities that are there. Take everything into consideration that we can see on the day and look for abnormal stocks, not just obvious stocks, but abnormally obvious stocks. All right, so looking at our top volume mover, we still have PLCE. Now we have some obvious stocks up here, right? But when I look for abnormalities, I'm looking for this relative volume and relative standard deviations out. Look at these top four here. Their relative standard deviations are ones. One standard deviation out. Look at EDBL. 7 deviations out from its normal. And it doesn't even have that much volume. It's got 3 million shares traded on it. But it's a low float. So all of these kind of stars aligning make it make sense, right? It's like, no, we just don't want obvious. We want abnormally obvious. We want a cancer cell. We want something that can explode and be just nasty. Goo everywhere. And this is why we have risk. risk assessment and risk management. So if it doesn't go our way and it blows up nasty to the other side, we're good. We can get out. But EDBL is up 118%. Very abnormal stock there. And PLC is just not in the competition. EDBL put on this running shoes, track spikes, all of that, and got going. INVO felling, coming down to the ATR low, felling back into this range. So it looks like it's going to be Chop Factory back into this range. It hasn't completely closed this candle, so I don't really know if it's done here. But with EDBL being its competition and being that abnormal, it's got a lot of work to do here. Let's look at INVO's stats in comparison as well. So INVO, we can look out here on its relative volume, 738 times, and it also has the relative standard deviation. The only knock that I would see on this one is it's under $5. That's it. That's the only reason prop traders aren't just killing this one. But yeah, definitely interesting day. Oh, I am past my time. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. That is going to be the stream for today. Reliable, let me know how that goes. Let me know if you get out at 22 or something like that. Yeah, interesting day. And what else? We have the Discord. We continue conversations over there. If you're going to continue trading, if you did miss some of these early opportunities, definitely we know that during the day volume kind of falls down. So, analyze and see if the entry is good or if the trade is good, and then go off of that. But yeah, that is it for me today. And as always, appreciate all of you guys for tuning in from Kick, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, everywhere else, Facebook. And we're going to continue marching forward, definitely making good financial decisions in the market, continuing to manage our risk and push forward, push our accounts higher. Doesn't mean that you have to trade every day. It just means that you need to put thought into every entry, find the abnormalities, the cancerous stocks in the market, and let them explode for you. Anyway, that is it for me today. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.